Kia ora, I'm John, and welcome to the Second Chance podcast, where we're sharing stories of overcoming an aspiration in health and well-being. Cheers, bro.
Fucking mean.
Today we're here with the brother Sam from Road to Healing Aotearoa. Real good to see him coming through Dunedin on his journey. This man has been some pretty incredible places. He's walked the length of New Zealand before and done a coast to coast, which I find pretty incredible considering I struggle with a 14-kilometre bike ride. How are you doing that? How's the physical ability to actually be able to walk the length of New Zealand?
I guess I'm just drawing on mental strength, bro. The physical abilities not overly there, if that makes sense. It's all up here, bro. So just getting up and grinding, bro. Just doing more than you think you can, and every day get a little bit more confidence boosted from the day before. Draw a little bit of power and strength from that, and just keep pushing.
Done the length of New Zealand, done the coast to coast. What is it that you're doing now?
At the moment, I'm cycling 2,000 kilometres around the South Island. I started in Blenheim on the 1st of April, and I'll finish in Blenheim on the 30th of April.
What's the purpose or the drive behind this current project?
It is to raise awareness around sexual abuse in New Zealand, to empower survivors, to hopefully inspire them to reach out or to take those first steps in their own healing process, putting my healing out on display for everyone, so that they can draw inspiration. We've got a real problem in New Zealand with it. 1 in 3 girls by 16, 1 in 6 boys by 16. It's a silent epidemic.
Yeah, the stats are pretty incredible when you really look into it, and most people are quite afraid to actually look into this kind of thing. I know that mental health is really popular now, and I don't want to say that in a negative way, but it's almost as if some of these harder issues kind of get pushed aside. Do you find that?
Yeah, definitely, bro. I find we're just floating on the surface, not many people, advocates, or even organizations want to dive deep because it upsets people. But unfortunately, we can't just keep walking on eggshells. We can't tippy-toe around. We got to dive deep, because these sort of things are what are our leading precursor to mental health, to suicide, to prison, to domestic violence, to everything is sexual abuse or childhood trauma. So sexual abuse and also domestic abuse against our young people.
Yeah, it all comes from somewhere, right? And, you could group any traumas in the same thing. All trauma is trauma, right, at the end of the day.
Trauma is trauma, brother.
Verbal, physical.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything like that, man. Oh, hang on, we've got a car. I'll just give it 1 second. We're out here in the outdoors.
We got the thermos.
Yeah, what is it that people can do to best help with what's going on at the moment, like myself or, Joe Blogs from work?
I guess to have an understanding that it's fucking everywhere. It's at your neighbour's place. If it's not there, it's at the dudes across the road's house. It's so prevalent in our communities that I think as parents, get some books, educate your children, have the hard conversations with your children as soon as they're old enough to understand what you're talking about, and I'm talking 4 or 5 years old. There's a lot of good literature out there for children, real soft, gentle, explanatory books that help them learn about body safety and privacy and all those things. I think that is our most powerful weapon against preventing our children from being abused. And also, if you can have a little bit of understanding about it, and be more open-minded to it, because it is so common. You may work with survivors, and because of this type of banter that you're putting out on site, you might really be upsetting them, and they're not going to let you know that. But you could be making jokes about being molested or being abused or being raped, and using that as banter, which is especially I come from construction, and there's a lot of that in construction. That's such a negative thing to be doing. And, if we can just be more aware,
it does often feel, some of our jokes can be quite harsh, and some people can really take them to heart. I've learned this the hard way myself. Pushing my prerogative or making jokes about things that I probably shouldn't have in the past. and really ending up upsetting people. So I completely understand, man. Yeah, I'm no perfect saint. But obviously I want to do the right thing for our communities. If there was someone out there that had been struggling with some of these issues, what would you say to that person?
You're not alone. You're not the only one. You know, find your people, find your support network, reach out to someone, talk to someone, reach out to me. There's other advocates online that deal with sexual harm as well. You know, reach out to them. Find someone that you trust and offload on them. If they don't want to hear it, find someone else. Don't lose hope. Because there's plenty of people out here that want to hear it, want to listen, and want to help you start your own healing journey.
Personal awareness, telling someone, just reaching out and saying something.
Don't
even to an organization or family.
Absolutely. You've got to, the power in telling your story when you've held it in for so long and it's covered with shame and disgust and anger and all of those other emotions that you keep it down with. Releasing it is so powerful. I have people messaging me every day telling me their story, and some of them I'm the first person they've ever told, and the weight off their shoulders is huge, and I know that for myself. You know, I had a really good mate as a young fella, and I told him, the first person I told, I was 14 or 15 when I told my best friend, and it just felt so good that someone else knew. I wasn't just me carrying it all. You know, he didn't have the answers. But he could sit there and be with me while I cried and be with me while I shared, you know, which was probably saved my life, to be fair, back then.
Well, man. Man, that's massive. And I also want to thank you for sharing with me and meeting up today and
awesome, bro. I appreciate it, man.
I really respect your journey. And I think that's incredible. Just the power to make that first step, to start putting yourself first by telling someone what's going on. That's not admitting defeat. That's admitting your power, eh? That's just saying, hey, I recognize in myself that there's something going on and now I'm going to start doing something about it. And that's the biggest step. And some people look at people real far down the track. Some people look at social media and things like that and they think, how am I ever going to get there? But that person that's all the way there was right back where you are. You know, so that's incredible. It's bringing the power to the people, isn't it, really?
Yeah, absolutely, bro. You know, when I look at myself, you know, it was only just over 4 years ago that I was going to take my own life, and I'd planned that out and I was ready to end it, you know, and then now look at me, I'm out here advocating for people. I've educated myself. I've done training for peer support, group facilitation. I've done all these things, achieved these massive physical goals, or these big physical achievements, walking the length and then the coast to coast and stuff. You know, it once you let it go, it's the healing starts quickly, but it is up to you, you know, it is up to us as the individual to know what upsets us, to identify our triggers and to work through them, and to, you know, like no one's coming to save us. It's up to us, but there's plenty of people out there that are willing to walk with us. Yeah.
And peer support, the peer support lived experience model, in my opinion, is so useful. And a quote that just came to mind from someone that I met at my current training was, don't ever think that you're not healed enough to help someone else.
Absolutely.
That's so true, eh? That's so true.
Absolutely, bro.
So if you could make one rule that everyone in Aotearoa or everyone in the world had to follow, what would it be?
One rule. Compulsory body autonomy education. Not so much consent education, because that's a lot of people, there's just as many people for it as against it. But definitely coming back pre-teen with children. I think that in preschools and primary school, this teaching them about keeping themselves safe, teaching them about using the correct words for their body parts, teaching them that people aren't allowed to show them theirs, touch theirs, all of that stuff. That's what should be compulsory around the world. Definitely.
Yeah. That's amazing, man. So big. Anyway, thank you very much for coming on.
Awesome, brother. Appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, man.
Choice. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. A real grassroots approach to podcasting. Share the love on Sam's page. It's really amazing what he's up to. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.